Hello everyone! Today I want to tell you about my week and how the weather changed my plans every single day. It was quite an adventure and I learned that checking the weather forecast is really important. So, let's dive right in. A week of weather adventures. Monday morning. On Monday morning, I woke up and looked out of my window. The sun was shining brightly. It was a beautiful sunny day. The sky was clear and blue with no clouds at all. I thought, what a perfect day for a picnic in the park. I checked my phone for the weather forecast. It said it would be sunny all day with a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Perfect! I was so excited. I made some sandwiches, packed some fruit, and put everything in my backpack. I was ready for my outdoor adventure. But then, around noon, something unexpected happened. Dark clouds started to appear in the sky. The weather was changing quickly. Within 30 minutes, it started to rain heavily. I had to cancel my picnic plans. Instead, I stayed inside and watched the rain from my window. The rain continued for 2 hours. I was disappointed, but I made hot chocolate and read a good book instead. Tuesday. A cold surprise. On Tuesday, I woke up and it was very cold. The temperature was only 5 degrees Celsius. I could see my breath when I opened the window. It was much colder than Monday. I put on my warm jacket, my wool hat, and my gloves before going to work. The weather forecast said it would be cold and cloudy all day. I planned to go shopping after work, but when I left the office at 6 p.m., it was even colder. The wind was blowing strongly, and it felt like winter was coming early. I decided to go straight home instead of shopping. I made hot soup for dinner and turned on the heating in my apartment. Wednesday, wind and more wind. Wednesday was a very windy day. When I woke up, I could hear the wind outside my window. The trees were moving back and forth. Some leaves were flying in the air. It was quite windy, but at least it wasn't raining. I had planned to ride my bicycle to work, but the wind was too strong. Walking was difficult too. The wind was pushing me backward when I tried to walk forward. I had to take the bus instead. Even the bus was moving slowly because of the strong wind. During lunch, I wanted to eat my sandwich in the park, but the wind was still blowing hard. My napkins flew away. I had to eat inside the cafe instead. The weather was really affecting all my plans this week. Thursday, rain. Thursday started with light rain. I thought, oh, just a little rain, that's okay. I took my umbrella and went to work as usual. But the rain got heavier and heavier throughout the day. By lunchtime, it was raining cats and dogs. That's an expression we use when it's raining very heavily. The streets had puddles everywhere. People were running to find shelter. I had planned to meet my friend for lunch outside, but we had to change our plans. We met in a restaurant instead. The rain continued all afternoon. When it was time to go home, I was worried about getting wet. Fortunately, I had my raincoat and boots with me. But even with my rain clothes, I got a little wet. The rain was coming down so hard that my umbrella wasn't enough protection. That evening, I stayed home and listened to the rain hitting my windows. It was actually quite relaxing. I made tea and watched a movie. Sometimes rainy days can be cozy when you're inside and warm. Friday, foggy morning. Friday morning was very different from the other days. When I woke up, I couldn't see clearly out of my window. There was thick fog everywhere. The fog was so heavy that I could only see a few meters ahead. Driving was very dangerous in the fog, so I decided to walk to work instead. but walking was also difficult because I couldn't see very far. I had to walk slowly and carefully. Many people were late for work that day because of the fog. The fog started to clear around 10 a.m., and by noon it was a beautiful sunny day again. The weather was changing so quickly this week. I was happy that the sun came out because I had planned to wash my clothes and hang them outside to dry. Saturday snow. Saturday morning gave me the biggest surprise of the week. When I opened my curtains, everything outside was white. It had snowed during the night. The snow was covering the cars, the trees, and the streets. It was beautiful but unexpected because it was still early in the season for snow. The snow wasn't very deep, only about 5 centimeters, but it was enough to make everything look magical. I had planned to go hiking in the mountains, but the roads were too dangerous for driving. Instead, I decided to take a walk in my neighborhood and enjoy the snowy scenery. Children were already outside building snowmen and having snowball fights. The snow made everyone happy and excited. I took many photos of the beautiful white landscape. Even though I had to change my hiking plans, I had a wonderful time walking in the snow. Sunday. Perfect weather, finally! Sunday was finally the perfect weather day I had been waiting for all week. The sun was shining, the temperature was a comfortable 22 degrees Celsius, there was no wind, and the sky was clear and blue. The snow from Saturday had already melted. I decided to have the picnic I had planned for Monday. I packed my sandwiches again, added some cookies and juice, and went to the park. This time, the weather stayed perfect all day long. I sat on my blanket, ate my lunch, and enjoyed the sunshine. There were many other people in the park too. Some were playing football, others were reading books, and children were playing on the playground. Everyone was happy to finally have such beautiful weather after the crazy week we had. What I learned about weather. This week taught me many important things about weather and planning. First, weather forecasts are helpful, but weather can change quickly and unexpectedly. It's always good to have a backup plan. Second, different types of weather are good for different activities. Sunny days are perfect for outdoor activities like picnics, hiking, or sports. Rainy days are good for indoor activities like reading, cooking, or watching movies. Cold days are nice for drinking hot chocolate and staying cozy at home. Third, it's important to dress appropriately for the weather. When it's cold, wear warm clothes. When it's rainy, take an umbrella and raincoat. When it's sunny, don't forget sunglasses and sunscreen. Fourth, every type of weather has its own beauty. Sunny days make us feel happy and energetic. Rainy days can be peaceful and relaxing. Snowy days are magical and exciting. Even foggy days have a mysterious and interesting atmosphere. Planning around weather. Now, I always check the weather forecast before making plans. If it's going to be sunny, I plan outdoor activities. If it's going to rain, I plan indoor activities. If it's going to be cold, I make sure to wear warm clothes and maybe plan to stay inside. But I also learned to be flexible. Weather can change, and that's okay. Sometimes the best adventures happen when our plans change because of the weather. The most important thing is to stay safe and make the best of whatever weather we have. Conclusion. This was my week of weather adventures. Every day brought different weather, and every day I had to adapt my plans. It was challenging sometimes, but it was also interesting to experience so many different types of weather in just one week. Weather affects our daily lives in many ways. It influences what we wear, where we go, what we do, and even how we feel. But with the right attitude and preparation, we can enjoy any type of weather. Next week, I'm going to check the weather forecast every morning and have backup plans ready, but I'm also going to try to appreciate whatever weather comes my way. After all, Variety makes life interesting, and this week certainly wasn't boring. Useful weather expressions. During this week, I used many common expressions about weather. Here are some of them. It's raining cats and dogs means it's raining very heavily. The sun is shining brightly means there's lots of sunshine. It's a beautiful day means the weather is very nice. The wind is blowing hard means there's strong wind. We also say it's freezing when it's very cold, and it's boiling when it's very hot. It's cloudy means there are many clouds in the sky. It's clear means there are no clouds. So remember, when you're talking about the weather in English, use simple present tense for current weather, future tense for weather predictions, and past tense for weather that already happened. Practice these patterns, and you'll be talking about the weather like a native speaker in no time. The weather is always a great conversation starter, so use these expressions and share your own weather stories with your English-speaking friends. Good luck with your English learning, and I hope you have perfect weather for all your future plans.